What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jeep TV. I'm Brett, and today we're going to be working on the new exhaust system. We're going to be putting on a Dynomax muffler, and it's going to be a halfback, so it's going to empty out right in front of the rear axle. Anyway, so let's dive in and check out what it takes to get this thing installed. Alright guys, so we've actually chosen to go with the Dynomax because I've actually installed one before. I do have another video on that previously, and I may throw a link up in the description down below. But what we are going to do is we're going to be installing this on the 4-door JK, and everything should just fall into place. So starting off over here, you've got the muffler itself. This is the Ultra Flow SS. I don't know all the different part numbers, but they'll be in a link in the description down below. You've got several, I guess these are just couplings slash crimpers. This is a non-weld kit. You have a transition, then you have the down pipe to go before the axle, and this right here is a support hanger that you're going to have to install to use. The first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and start spraying down these 3 hangers. So there's going to be one right here, and then there's another one on the opposite side back there. So I'm going to go ahead and spray those down, get them lubricated, let them sit for a little bit. But what I have found to be the easiest thing to do is to come up here and take a Sawzall and cut here, and then cut back there, or unbolt it. That way you get everything out, and our exhaust is actually going to reutilize the hangers, and you're going to be adding a hanger midway. There's a cross member right here that you're going to be installing a hanger on. So anyways, let's dive into this sucker and get it going. Okay, so look, so everything is off. So now all we gotta do is undo the exhaust with a hammer and knock it back this way. The whole thing should slide right out. Alright, so now we're trying to get this off, and we're almost out of the woods. So we've got the whole thing hanging down, all the hangers are off, so now we just got to get this off of there. Alright, so now that we got it off, we're going to knock this loose.
That little hammer got enough kick?
It may not. Oh god. Alright guys, so this is the exhaust intact, laying out in the yard. We did make one cut here, and we made one cut here. Obviously it was a big job to do, so yeah, anyway, so we cut off an outlet there, we cut this one off, and let's see, oh yeah, we cut the one that was off on the Jeep. Anyways, let's go dive under the Jeep and see what it looks like. Alrighty guys, this is where we're going to start with a clean slate. So this is where we're going to attach the new exhaust. The new exhaust is going to run through here, and it's actually going to dump out right behind, or actually right in front of the rear axle. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get it situated. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll get it under the Jeep. So this is a pretty good mock-up of how it's going to lay out under the Jeep. Very short. You're going to have your little piece of pipe that they provided attaching to the original spot we just looked at. You have a crimp. You're going to have a collar to connect these two. and then you're going to have where the air dumps right before the rear axle, and we have to install this hanger. So let's go ahead and start putting the pieces together under the Jeep and see how it goes. Alright, so we've got everything hung in place under the Jeep. Looks pretty nice. Got the decal, the logo facing down off to the side. I think this is a either or application. It doesn't say whether to shoot it one way or the other, but anyway, last time I did this I put the Dynomax like this. And the next thing I was going to tell you is these usually come with a wrapper on them. You want to take these wrappers off if there's a plastic film on there, or it's going to melt and burn off. So make sure you take off the plastic before you start it up and end up melting it off. Alright, so this is supposed to go here, but it's going to have a little bit of a bump. You could probably Dremel this off a little bit, just that little section off, that way it lays flat, but I do believe this should have been welded a little further over, but it's supposed to go right there, and once you push it up it should get on there. So this will go right here, and you're gonna have a really nice snug crimp or hanger to hold on to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and run these up. And there. It actually moved it out of the way and bent it. Nice. Now we really don't even have to do anything. So it's nice and formed up. Everything's flat, nice and tight. So we'll get this up. Get our couplings on, and I'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, the first thing you want to do before you just throw this on here and bolt it down is you want to put it in this rubber hanger and then slide it back into place while it's on the rubber hanger, or you will never get this. I sat here and messed with it for a while. So you first off want to put this rubber hanger on your actual exhaust and then slide it back in place. Now we're in business. So this is on there, it's nice and tight. We'll get the exhaust on here next, the muffler, and then we'll get the turn down pipe. Turn it to where it says Dynomax. Slip this bad boy on here. Alright. Slid it up on there. That's pretty tight. Next is going to be our turn down. So we got our turn down on here, our exhaust. So I can't push this back any further, which I can. Alright. So now we're going to get our other rubber hanger and get them on here. So there's not a whole lot of room. I probably should have sprayed it. Okay. Yes, it's on there. All right. Okay. Now, we've got to get our straps in here. Look how close that is. Holy crap. All right. So we're going to get our clamp on here. It's really, really tight to get in between the little arm bracket here where your hanger goes and the muffler. So there's just enough room to really clamp down. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to turn my bracket so that way you can get right through the impact and unscrew these. So we're going to go ahead and get this one on as well, and then we'll go on to the last clamp right here to get that one. Alright guys, it is on. So we've got our coupling here, I actually ran these at a different angle, that way none of the metal was touching. I was actually hitting this hanging bracket, but for the most part, no vibrations. It's not hitting anything. It's very close right here. Oop, I can't get my camera in there. Let's see. It's really close right there. But it still doesn't hit anything. It's perfect. And I got everything done up inside there too. So everything's bolted down. Ready to go. Nice and clean. It's on this hanger. So now we're ready to see what this puppy sounds like. Here we go. First time exhaust. You ready? Super pumped about this. Alright, so it's pretty quiet in here. It does have a little bit more of a drone, but it sounds pretty good. But for right now, it's not really late. It's 7:44. We'll have to let the neighborhood sleep for now. And then we will on a test drive tomorrow. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a little bit, and maybe on that exhaust replacement it'll be that much easier. Anyways, thank you guys so much again. Hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you've yet to. Check out some of my other videos. Anyways, peace out guys, take care, keep jeeping. So and about checking out the exhaust. And there's my twin in town. That's her. There he goes. So I just happened to get the winch on and I just found somebody stuck. They're most likely trying to dodge the traffic. So I can't help this guy out. Alright, so we got the guy stuck out of mud. Just driving around town trying to check out the exhaust. That was exciting. Used the winch for the first time. Did really good. Basically I just, out-rigged the cable, put it on his tow strap on the front. It was a Chevy Colorado. Basically put my foot on the brake and let the winch do all the work. It pulled him right up. So, yeah, very, very simple. Basically just ran the motor all the way back, got everything hooked back up, and we were ready to go. Pulled him out in like not even 2 minutes. So, but anyways, this exhaust does have quite a bit of drone, being right in the center of the Jeep versus halfway out the back. I see a lot of people do exhaust and they leave the little curve that goes over the axle there, I guess, to get more of the sound out the back. But it doesn't sound bad, doesn't really bother me. It's different. You really know when you're on and off the throttle. I think that's probably the annoyance that comes with it more often than not. It's not really the sound, it's the more the, you get on it and then you're off of it. Then you're on it and then you're not. So, for a $200 or under exhaust kit, it's definitely worth the money. It doesn't sound really ricey. It doesn't sound really droney, like at idle or anything like that. But obviously it's an exhaust. We did want to make it a little bit more noticeable. But for the most part, I think we've got our money's worth with this installation. I did leave 2 of the stickers on there, and you can still smell it every now and then when you're outside the Jeep. So, but you have the plastic wrap. Definitely make sure you take that off. And if you don't want to smell anything, definitely peel the rest of those other stickers off. But anyway, yeah, the Dynomax is definitely doing its job.